Hi, I'm Molly Flynn, a senior public health educator with the Clinton County Health Department. In this video series, we'll be exploring home well systems. If you are building, or even if you are buying a new home, you've probably given a lot of thought to the type of house you want, where you will live, and what that home will look like inside and out. But the parts you can't see are just as important as those you can see, and this includes your home's water supply. We have John Kanoza, Director of Public Health with the Clinton County Health Department, with us today. John is an environmental engineer and geologist who knows all of the ins and outs of home water supply and wells.
Thanks, Molly. Happy to be here.
In this video, you are going to walk us through well construction, including how to select a location and the different types of wells that exist. In part 2 of this video series, we will look at home water supply pumping systems and well maintenance.
That's right. If you're planning to build a home, it is very important that you have a general location planned for your home water system and your sewage treatment system. For properties in or close to the city, the village, or the town, connection to public water, public sewer is typically available.
What if you're planning to build a home on a lot located outside a public water district?
You will need to have a new water supply well installed, most likely. If you don't know the property served by the local public water district, your local town, village, offices should be able to help you provide such information. Decisions about where to place your well, understanding the type of well you will need, and knowing the basics about how wells are constructed are all very important.
Great. First, how should our homeowners go about finding an experienced well driller?
We always recommend you contact at least 2 local well drillers and interview them to discuss their local drilling experience and to obtain their estimated scope of services and costs for your well project. A responsible well driller will provide a cost estimate and contract in advance. The estimate should include costs for well drilling, well casing installation, water line connection to your home, well development, pumping, and well water testing.
Your well driller should also provide you with a well drilling log upon completion of their services.
That's correct.
This document should be kept with your home's other important records for future reference. Why is the log important?
The log is very helpful in the event you have a well pump failure or if changes in your well yield occur over time. And in such circumstances, the well pump may need to be replaced or removed.
Okay, with that said, what do homeowners need to know about location?
Well drillers typically prefer easy and open access to well drilling location. A general flat area about 50 to 75 feet away from your home is typically best. This can be in the front yard, backyard, or side yard of your home. Most importantly, your well must be located away from potential sources of contamination. Specifically, the well must be located at least 100 feet away from the home sewage treatment system and at least 25 feet from the nearest road. The well should also be located at least 100 feet away from any surface waters such as lakes, streams, creeks to avoid well flooding and impacts from surface water contaminants like bacteria and viruses.
What other requirements should homeowners be aware of?
The Health Department also strongly recommends that wells be located at least 100 feet away from the nearest farm fields to minimize potential contamination from manure, fertilizer, pesticides, herbicides spread on most farm fields. All of these regulations exist to keep you and your family healthy and safe from contaminants that may get into your well and cause very serious illness.
That's helpful information to know. There are different kinds of wells. You recommend a drilled well, correct?
Correct. Drilled wells are the best. Older homes may, however, have existing dug wells. This is something you will want to check if you are buying a home, especially if it was built before 1970, 1980. If you are building a new home, you will want a drilled water supply well. Drilled cased wells produce groundwater obtained from deep sands and gravel deposits or from deeper bedrock. Therefore, drilled wells are typically installed at least 70 to 300 feet deep or deeper.
What if someone is buying a home and it has an existing dug well?
Well, shallow dug wells are not recommended but are often found with older homes. Shallow dug wells obtain water from the upper soils, which are more open to the environment and environmental contaminants. For homes with existing dug wells, depending upon the well water quality, your health department will recommend that the homeowner install a standard canister filter and a basic disinfection system, including chlorination or UV light disinfection.
Experienced well drillers are going to be familiar with drilling conditions and depth to groundwater in the local area, but can you tell us a little more about the drilling process?
Sure. When you're drilling, the driller will typically seek the first available groundwater, most likely 50 to 70 feet below the ground surface, and will look for a groundwater yield of about 4 gallons a minute or more, and most importantly, a satisfactory, clean and clear groundwater quality. In some cases, with a home located on a hill or an elevated location, the well drilling will have to occur to much deeper depths. The driller will start the well drilling task using a steel casing, typically an 8-inch diameter pipe that includes a hardened drilling shoe at the bottom of the first casing of pipe. Additional lengths of casing are then added as the well boring is drilled deeper.
What if the driller locates a sufficient quantity of groundwater before they reach the bedrock?
For some areas where the depth to bedrock is very deep, the well driller may elect to install a well within the sand and gravel deposits that exist above the local bedrock. This type of well includes the installation of a well screen that straddles the sand and gravel near the well bottom.
After the driller assures adequate water is available, the well is sealed to protect it from intrusion by surface water.
Correct.
Next is well development. Can you tell us about that?
Sure. The well is then pumped for 1 or 2 hours to remove the muddy waters and rock fragments or particulates that have accumulated in the well during the drilling process. Near the end of the well development effort, what you should see is clean and clear groundwater flowing from the well. The well driller should then disinfect the well using sodium hypochlorite, also known as unscented chlorine bleach. And last, the driller will then return to the home probably in the next day or two to collect a well water sample for coliform bacteria testing at a nearby state DOH approved environmental testing laboratory. Proof that the well is free of coliform bacteria is typically required by banks or other lending institutions.
Thank you, John, for detailing well construction for us, and thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Be sure to check out part 2 of this video series that will cover home water supply pumping systems and well maintenance.